He's going to be confused. What she is that there's an attractive guy that she has imagined if only he spoke to me properly.
Yeah.
More. I just need to give me an opening here. This is
you
not
guys
that.
really need to get out of this thing of liking people who have never spoken to you.
No, he's
so let me tell you what I actually advise her to do. Go and talk to him. You will know.
Are you into Bebo?
Keep telling people you have anxiety issues. It's a lie. You are just wicked and mad.
Look, you've done BBL and we're all happy for you. Carry your new bum and go outside.
This is the podcast for you.
I'm not poor. Are you sure? It's because they are vaping. Now everybody's marrying on time.
At your big age.
Wait now. Do you know that I don't have clean pants to wear tomorrow?
I said what I said. The Unsolicited Opinions podcast starts now.
Please, this is a public place. Okay, boys and girls. So today, it was an episode, honestly.
It was, wasn't it?
It was a lively episode. We had a bit of a chat. We caught you up with what we did last week, which was very exciting. Mm-hmm. We were talking about yearning and the art of yearning, which I think we should write a book on, definitely.
Yes.
And
after our revelations in Rome.
Yes. After revelations in Rome part 1, then we'll do Acts of Yearning part 2.
Acts of Yearning part 2.
Yeah. And then what else? We did some dilemmas, which were interesting. We encourage you to buy your London show tickets, which is on
Please.
Sunday. The tour is kicking off. What else did we do again?
That was it, pretty much.
I think that was it. Sometimes. Lovely.
Enjoy, guys.
Bye. Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all. What's up?
What's up? What's popping? What's up?
To who? Them or us?
I think definitely you.
I'm fine. I am back. We're back where we belong, really.
We are back where we belong, to be honest. And that's always pleasurable for me.
Yeah, and we're great. I mean, what have we been up to? What did we get up? We both know what we did this weekend. So, what did we do this weekend?
We were in Rome. So you guys, I have to explain. Italy makes me happy in an unrealistic way. Right? I just felt like we were in Rome, and for the first time we were hosting a wedding, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It was really lovely. It was actually really lovely. And it was very interesting because there were things that I was like, oh, I wish I had a do-over and I would have done this and that. But overall, it was a really lovely experience. The couple was so nice. Mm-hmm. And it was a great group of people. It was honestly a great time. I felt a bit like, is this work? I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 6 months ago, the bride, Daniela, spoke to a friend of hers and Fekemi's sister about us hosting the wedding. And we thought it was a joke. So Mimi had mentioned it, but she said it an offhand way. And we were like, yeah, that doesn't sound real. That doesn't sound real.
That doesn't sound like someone wants us, something someone wants us to
for real. And then her and her husband, they took us to dinner and they were telling us about themselves. It was so serious.
It was for real. They were for real people. And I was like, oh my God, people take us seriously. That's insane.
Yeah. And then, I think because the wedding was in July, there was nothing for a while. And so Fekemi and I genuinely were we were it might or might not happen. It doesn't really matter. It's exciting that people even consider us for these things, but
it didn't feel, to be honest, it didn't feel that real.
Yeah, so they asked for our passport details. We negotiated pay, which I was still shocked was even.
Oh, that was the most awkward. Do you know, can I just say that all of our friends are thieves? The reason I say so is because all our friends bar none when we're like, oh, what should we charge? If you see the rubbish they were saying.
Crazy numbers.
They were just shouting plenty things. Oh, they'll negotiate. They'll come down. I said, let me tell you something. If we say what you guys are saying, there will be no reply. You know when people just leave you on read? They'll just be thinking, I don't understand. Are these two insane? So, yeah. And then, here we were. Next thing you know, we were traveling.
Yeah, so we hosted the pre-wedding cocktail dinner and the actual wedding reception, and it was glorious. First of all, I think, so when we spoke to the bride a couple of days before, she's just like, yeah, just to give you guys a heads up, there's going to be 650 people at the wedding. Just to give you a heads up, and I remember like my heart started beating because I thought, okay, like maybe because it's a wedding abroad will be like maybe max if I'm really pushing it 150, 200. But no, there were a lot of people, but we kind of got over it very, very quickly.
Yeah, and also it's funny because it was a lot of people, but it just, I don't know how to explain it because you're never really, it doesn't feel like, because you're not really interacting with everybody ever at the same time. And everything was so well done in terms of like venue, space, that it did not feel like, and also I think because, Lagos warps your concept of reality. Because Lagos, I'm like, normal, we have 1,000 plus now. This is not that many people. It just feels like when you've seen a hall packed with 200 tables, it doesn't feel that serious when you're like, 600 people, elsewhere. But yeah, I was very overwhelmed by that because I was like, oh my God, that means there's so many people that we might not be able to engage this from now on. And it was funny because we were bumping into people that we know, that we kind of know, and everyone was lovely. And then we'll be like, well, MC the wedding, and be like, do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, apparently we started doing it.
And literally every time I was like, apparently. I was like, you're going to find out. They're going to find out.
It was just really, we got so much great feedback, which was because there was such a big
their feedback.
I do to some degree, but I kept thinking that like, I hope other people, because obviously like the people who are right very close to us.
Yeah, like the young people. I hope like, people, adults also have fun.
But they were the bride and groom are very, very happy, which was what I cared about.
I got back and I went to see a friend, and her mom was like, her friend was telling her that we were the MCs, and she sent her a video and she was like, she's having a great time. And I just thought, okay, that's a bit fun. But I did ask my sister to go and get independent feedback.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, I told her to get independent feedback, and then I'm waiting. Because I mean, even I was like, okay, there's some things that having now seen the whole thing play out, that I'm like, hindsight, maybe would have done this, and this, but there's no you could have known at the time. And yeah, it was just very interesting. I also find like, I think this always happens, and I see it with my friends' weddings as well. There's what you want, and there's what your family wants. And there is a dance of like trying to balance everybody's what everybody wants out. Honestly, top 3 most beautiful venues I have ever seen in my life.
In my life.
I've been to very nice weddings, in Europe. Oh my God. Beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
Every time someone is like, how was this? I just opened the video of the venue. I'm like, just look at this.
It was stunning. It was beautiful. I think just because we do so many indoor things, I was amazed at how they used it was light and space. It was light, space, and sound that they used a lot. Like they figured out how to play with the lights. They didn't build 1,000,001 things. They were like, okay, this is the space, the natural space we have. What we want to do is highlight and enhance, not change. We're not trying to change things in a crazy way. But it was very beautiful. Apparently, the Pope used to live at the villa that was used for the wedding.
It was very, very, very beautiful. Like, honestly, it was stunning. I kept just looking around being like, this is... See, which brings me to... So this year is the last year that I can roll over my wedding.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so basically in the estate, they got a hotel, I think a year or 2 years ago. And so things have just changed. Like their systems are changing, whatever. So before it was just the villas on the estate. So now there's a hotel. So it's a bit more commercial. And before, and all this, you've been holding one thing for one person for that, it's dumb. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I do pay the change fee for the date, but obviously every February, they're like, you're not using this date now, so we're releasing it. Obviously, they just send it to me as a courtesy because they're like, clearly, you have not booked. So FYI, someone else is using the date. So I'm not under any pressure on that, but I sure got the official thing that, this previous booking, they're on more of a first come, first serve, like you pay and you have it. They're not doing holding anymore, like temporary holding. Yeah, you just have to just pay up and keep it moving. Yeah, it's cap, which is sad. But what this wedding affirmed to me is that I was getting into like a realistic place where I was like, maybe real, because the last quote that I got from my wedding, I was going to suggest to you maybe we'll go into crypto in order to amass the wealth needed for me to book that venue. But you see what happened this weekend? No, I'm wholeheartedly convinced. Italy is for me. And then the next day, first of all, Jella kept me awake till 7 a.m. Okay. And she also scammed me into packing her dress into my suitcase, which I needed to know took me 25 minutes. Okay. Now, I then went on my own on a tour in a Fiat. So I realized it was manual, so I gave up on driving it. But the guy was quite happy to drive. And then, evidently, I didn't realize, but when you book the tour, it comes with a photo shoot. Oh my God.
Really?
Yes. So obviously they stop at the Colosseum and then you get down and then you're posing with the car. It was so funny because, tourists were just looking around. I mean, I even dressed up. So people thought something was going on. She didn't say, oh, what magazine is this? We said, I said, Luca, please, let's keep it moving. It was just really funny because we then were going to all these different places. After a while, I was I told them, I was I don't actually care about the monuments. I kind of just want to be vibing all around. So they were hey, this is this restaurant that we go to. And this is where we buy tiramisu. And this is where we buy ice cream. And it was really fun because I was to be honest, I give a shit about the Colosseum. Okay, They were fighting. They're dead.
We did. We had a really nice lunch the day before. I didn't really enjoy my what's it called? My carbonara. It was too rich for me, but it was a nice restaurant and the food was good. But it was just I don't think I'm Italian enough for what I ordered.
So I only had what I ordered even the next day, the pomodoro basilico, and it's because this was the beginning of my obsession with Italy. That's bowl of spaghetti because there's a way they make that thing, and it's it's almost stew because it feels like they fry it. But then I can't, and they can't get it. They don't get it in Lagos. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, I had a wonderful and fabulous
absolutely amazing time. It was fabulous. It was so fabulous. One of my suitcases didn't come in time.
Oh shit, I forgot about that drama.
It didn't matter. All of that stuff didn't matter because luckily for me, the suitcase that I did have actually had the clothes I needed.
Yeah.
For the first time in almost a decade, I had to hand wash my underwear. It's everywhere.
You had to wash your pants.
I had to wash my pants in the sink. Not just because I want to, but because I need to. If not, no pants for me the next day. But
that's really killing me because so things about London so I came home and for the first time in a long time, I'm the only one in London, so I'm the only one in the flat. Even though my sister is very much here, but she's chosen to stay with her friend, which is fine. Anyway, and then I was unpacking from room, and then I was oh shit, I have laundry. Then my next thought was, oh shit, I have to do my laundry. This is, in Lagos, it's so easy. Everything is serviced for me.
Yeah.
I was oh damn, where's the pods for the washing machine?
Exactly.
So it's all a bit silly because any small thing, I'm God, I beg. So now when I want to eat, I have to
cook.
That's still not going to happen, but
you figure it out.
No, so I went to M&S and I bought oven things.
Okay, yeah. Best. That's to me, that's the greatest restaurant in the world.
It's the best thing in the world. Let me tell you something.
Sorry, I like restaurants. The greatest grocery store in the world. I love.
As well be a restaurant because I got lamb shank. When the hell am I going to have lamb shank in my house? If not for M&S, and all you have to do is pop it in the oven. Really lovely.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. We had such a lovely time. We hung out we didn't hang out with him. We had a brief interaction with Peter Obi.
I love we hung out. What?
Hung out to me.
That's insane. We had literally the most brief interaction. But do you know that he's
I've
actually
met him so many times and he's just so warm.
I've met him just but the thing is he's through and through, he's actually a celebrity. I don't know how to explain it. People derive joy from him being around. Grown men, and there's nobody from the cool kids that were, forming Gen Z, everybody wanted to talk to him, take a picture. And you're also kind of shy because you're like, oh, you don't want to say something stupid. So you guys, I need to know that Jola wanted to shame me. So I brought out my phone to take the picture of me, or Sam Peter, be my own president. And I said, no, your phone is bad. So he was like, what's wrong with your phone? Jola brought out my phone. He was like, oh, your phone is much better.
It was so fun. He said, your phone is very good.
So you see, anyway, that was nice. That was really, that was
everybody
lovely.
wanted to take a picture. Everybody.
Every single person that was there.
And you guys, Fekemi and I were the most poverty-stricken people at this one. These were the big boys girls. Oh, these were the when
we were leaving, I just said, please, if anybody has any available person in oil and gas who's looking for love, do contact me. No, it was crazy. It was crazy. Once again, which was my conclusion from the last trip. I recommend being rich very highly. Not even that. Just, do you know what? It wasn't even that, honestly. It was on that second day room when I got time to walk around. I was just like, you see, this is the thing that I'm missing in life in Lagos. After the Fiat skinny, I was honestly just waltzing around, just seeing things, just, stopping here. I had like 2 different gelatos because what else will you do?
Why not?
But just walk around and there were all these tiny little restaurants you could discover. There were cool things happening. There was one place that was making these tiny bowl things of sangria. It was really random and weird. I found some wine place that was very interesting. Had a bottle of wine. There was just things going on. And I'm like, you see, even just the fact that you can't go anywhere, you can't walk around, you can't find, obviously it's very touristy. But it was very nice. It was very nice to actually have no agenda and just be looking, wandering. I didn't even know where I was. I was just like, let's walk around. Let's see what's happening here. You can't do that in Lagos. Hello, boys and girls that bought their tickets.
And even if you haven't, that's fine because we know you're about to. Our live show in London is on the 27th of July at Troxy, and we can't wait to see you there. Why can't we wait to see them there?
It's going to be a lot of fun. There's games, there's mad music, mad DJs. We even have some little gifts that we're trying to run.
It's not little.
Dilemmas. No, I'm just trying to ginger.
Okay, it's good gift, please.
So that they don't come expecting big things. But it's actually going to be a lot of fun.
It is.
This is our biggest show by far.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, and yeah, it's a great time. It's 5 to 8:30. You can catch the last train. You could go out for a bit of dinner and drinks afterwards.
You could go for brunch before.
Yeah, you can make a whole day of it is what I think. Yeah. But, how will you make a day of it if you don't buy the tickets?
Exactly.
That's the question that I have.
And tickets are a fantastic price. They are between £30 and £45.
Very benevolent.
So we really, really want to see as many of you as possible. Come from London, come from Kent, come from Essex, come from Manchester.
If you're feeling it, come from Paris, come from who knows?
Come from wherever. Remember the show that someone came from San Francisco?
That's actually one of the most shocking things that has ever happened to us in this lifetime. But that was very exciting.
Yeah.
If you're feeling like that, why not? We'll be happy to have you. But please, I'm not even shy. Please buy tickets.
Yeah, and we can't wait to see you there. Yeah, it just feels like you can relax. I think that's the only way to explain it. And it's not planned relaxation. You can take a walk and just discover things along the way, have a bit of ice cream, clear your head, think, just have not an expensive time, not a really, just take.
Just a normal day. I don't know. It was nice. So yeah, that was interesting. It's also so interesting, seeing people. So obviously we went past the fountain and there are some people who are very taking the good luck thing with the throwing the penny so seriously. Their eyes were closed and they were just, this is what I need. And we were all just laughing. Me and the 2 guys I was with, what? I don't get. He was he has been living here all his life. I'm pennies that he has thrown in there. And he was just anyway, it's nice for people to come. So I was asking them, obviously, they are in the tourism industry. You're doing tours, you're doing photos, whatever. And, they see people all the time. Funny enough, one of the guys is called Nicola, and he was saying that he has a friend in Nigeria, not an actual friend, but basically someone who has a travel agency in Nigeria once booked him for their clients coming to Rome.
Okay.
So since then, all the Nigerians that are coming to Italy, not just Rome, Florence, when there's a tour or photo shoot, they just call him. So he was like, he actually has a Nigerian friend, even though the guy just has a travel agency. It's not like they're actually friends, but he has he has gotten so much business from him and he was like, Nigerians, because when he saw me, he was like, are you Nigerian? So yeah, I was like, why? He was like, because once I brought out the camera, you did not do as if. He was like, you guys really love a photo shoot. They really love. So he was now directing me, imagine, to stand on one stone in front of the Colosseum. I was like, who wants that picture? I just thought, no. And he was like, oh, he's so surprised I don't want to go to the fountain. I was like, yeah, that's not really my jam. You not be lining up to find a clear space in front of the fountain for the pic. No. So he was just saying that it's really interesting because a lot of Nigerians that are sent to him from this travel agency, they book him for just photo shoots in Rome. There's nothing happening, nothing else happening. They just, once they find out that that's something they can do, they're just like, oh yeah, why not? I thought it was really interesting. But all of them knew I was Nigerian based on their experiences with other people. So that was kind of fun.
It was. Should we do some dilemmas?
Yes, I'm looking at what we got here.
I have one.
Okay. Oh my God. Today, obviously, I went to my local coffee.
Oh, please.
It's called Wired Co. Best. Anyway, and I did a pretentious thing. I had a flat white. Okay. So, I always do that to me, even though I'm I actually really wanted a caramel something or the other. But I had a flat white. And one of the guys who I haven't seen in ages, he goes, okay. And I was like, oh, this is the dream. You walk into your coffee shop. And then he was like, the usual. Nobody says the usual to me.
Fekemi, please.
I was so happy about the usual. And I was like, yeah, only for me to find out that the usual he thinks I have is the flat white. Which, at that point, I couldn't correct him because the story was we were already. And I was like, oh my God, this is neighborhood life.
Please, something else.
Okay, did anybody tell you that they're doing the usual for you today? No. So
it's not something I dream about, but I'm really happy.
I was let me not lie to you. These things seem silly. I was very happy. I was like, oh my God, I have a usual in my local coffee shop. That's crazy. And now I kind of want to change my usual, but that's an aside.
No, that means you have to go every day while we're here.
Yes, that's my plan.
You have to commit, budget it, and just know that you're going every day.
That's my plan. I mean, I've already been today, so this is my plan. I'm going to go tomorrow, but I don't know his shifts. And that other girl, she doesn't recognize me.
She doesn't give a damn, Abby.
She doesn't actually give it. And today, she was just looking at two of us that, yeah, cool. If you could just pay, that would be nice. Okay, what do you have?
This person is called Jola Spirit Animal. We shall see.
Okay.
Says, hi, Jola, FK, and guest, if any. I'm a 30-year-old man trying to find a lifetime partner in Lagos, and it has been a terrible experience so far. In the past year and a half, I've dated 9 women, what the kids call talking stage, and none of them have worked out. 3 of them specifically told me that I'm not financially ready for a relationship, and one of the 3 said I wasn't applying pressure. For context, I
do understand.
I make about 700K to 1 million a month, and I don't have a car. It's not like going after 23-year-olds or DMing these women off of glammed up IG pictures. I meet them in the real world and talk to them. But after a few weeks and a couple of dates, it's like I'm making efforts towards the wrong person, or they already kind of have a kind of certain man that they want. The most recent one makes more money than me, and she told me she doesn't want to date down, which I found quite pathetic, in all honesty. Is it a bad thing that I'm looking for long-term commitment? Will I find someone when I stop looking and focus on stacking my money? Problem with that is I'm a man, so no woman will come and toast me.
No, they won't, honey.
I have to actually put myself out there and ask them out. I'm not sure how many failed dates I have left in me before asking my folks to do arranged marriage for me. Is there still hope? Anyway, I love you guys so much. Keep doing what you do. First things first.
Hey, I mean, you're not doing badly now. So maybe you're going for the wrong target audience.
First things first, I find it so cute when men actually like our podcast.
Let me know. Like, I actually find it very interesting. Like,
When
and
men
not the ones who are trying to use, I listen to your podcast to move to you. The ones that like actually are
the ones who
very
actually
happy
like
and
the-
like actually listen. So we met this couple and it was so funny because I met the wife first and she was like, oh, I listen to your podcast. Oh, my when the husband came, she was like, but my dear, this is really the main person.
real fan.
He was so happy. Oh my God. He was just like, wow.
Because she actually was just like, oh, you guys are really. Then her husband starts coming. She's like, no, now you're about to meet the real fan.
She's like, this is the main fellow.
He brought us his camera. He was like, wow, you guys.
It was very, very cute. I was like, as a couple, you're doing something right. But this guy, do you know, I actually kind of feel bad for him. First of all, because he listens to the podcast, but also because he's trying.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out because we have some details, but not that much. If all the girls are going for thing, well, not all. He said some. So what was the first thing? Sorry, that
So
he's not applying.
He's been on 9 dates. 3 of the babes said he doesn't make enough, and one specifically said he's not applying enough pressure. Then another different babe said she doesn't want to date down. So we know about 4 out of 9.
So okay, I think maybe your eye is big, but that sounds somehow to say because you should go for the babes you want.
Go for what you want. Right?
If like lifestyle wise, you're going for babes who are maybe earning more, living a higher lifestyle, that might be tough because it's crazy to say to someone I don't want to date down. Mm-hmm. That's really insane. I can't lie.
That's a very bitchy thing to say.
It's a harsh thing to say like to the person. Yeah. Even if that's what you're thinking. I'm finding it a bit insane that was like the language used. But I think he just hasn't, like, he's not dating his spec. He's dating his own spec, but he's not the spec of the people he's dating.
I talk quite a bit about this guy called Scott Galloway. I don't agree with everything he says, but there's something I find really interesting that I've started to apply very recently, and I see exactly what he means. He was like, life is literally a game of rejection. So what he says is that, like, in essence, his belief is that the world we live in today has tried to game the heartbreak of rejection on any level, jobs, friendships, dating, anything, by telling you that you don't have to put yourself out there. That we somehow, through being on screens, using apps and all that stuff, you can eliminate some of that embarrassment or pain. But what it does is that it kind of shrinks your world and you delete grits. So he talks specifically about, so you guys can tell I'm a fan because I've watched a lot of Scott Galloway content. He talks specifically about this friend he had from college who it seemed was always getting with the most amazing babes, like hottest, until they realized that this guy just doesn't quit. They go out, he talks to everybody. The thing is, he might talk to 20 women in a night and get 14 rejections. It doesn't bother him.
Because he's still, and then you only count the ones it seems like he got anyway at the end of the day.
He started, because he was talking to so many women, talking to so many people, just people in general. He quickly figured out that people love to laugh. He quickly figured out like the kind of things that people enjoy, like having conversation about. He understood like where people are nervous and whatnot. And he was just like, life is a game of rejection. He talks about his failures all the time at work, all the opportunities he tried to go for and didn't get and stuff like that. And I think it is crazy to be saying this to somebody who has been on 9 dates already. But genuinely, like, life is a game of numbers. We send, just for context, like the I Said What I Said deck has probably been on
everywhere,
on every table you can think of. And we will end up with like, we send it to, we had a macro list of 100 companies, 100 individuals. We got back maybe 40 replies.
Yeah. 30
were negative, 10 were let's see, 4 were interested, and we ended up with 2 yeses, literally out of 100, which is crazy, which is a crazy thing.
Like, but it's a crazy number.
It's a crazy number, but that's actually how life works. And the world of
dating, if you think about the fact that if you want to get 4, that technically means you start with 200. It's insane.
It's insane. But in his case, the thing about it is that in the world of dating, rejection is very personal because they're saying no to you, right?
Yeah, it's not like a concept. It's not work. It's just you. It's like, I don't like you.
They're saying no to you, like you are not for me. But the thing is, you know what you want. You want love and you want happiness. So would you have felt better to date people that kind of thought you were okay, or they're kind of managing you for an extended period of time? Yeah, you don't want that. It's just painful to receive these rejections and have people say mean or nasty things to you, about you, or, question your self-worth. Also, let me tell you
rejection
something.
is extremely hard, and people, like, we lie about even, and I think it's not just in big ways, because, sometimes when you say rejection, people think that has to mean, oh, maybe the person broke up with you. I'm like, no, the fact that I like you and you don't like me back in the same way is deep rejection, and I'm not sure that I can cope with that on a normal day. And so to him, I don't know, what I'll say is the applying pressure thing is the only valid one that I think I understand. And it's from a point of view of, listen, a lot of times, and this thing happens, as someone who used to chronically date, like go out on dates. So first of all, I want to tell you that 9, my dear, it's not that, it's not, I don't know the time frame. Did he say time frame?
No, not really. He said they go on a couple of dates and it changes. 9
seems like a lot if you don't go out at all or often. I mean, I don't want to say the time frame in which I would have been on 9 dates before in life. But what I'm just saying is that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. The thing that I think is glaring is that you're clearly choosing from the wrong pool, because out of 9, there should have been one that had like vague potential, just law of averages. But the applied pressure thing, I feel like if you're just asking people out and you're not sort of, I don't know, there's a way people just ask you on a date and they think that's the whole thing. And you're not kind of making an effort to carry the situation, then it's weird. And that if that is what she means by apply pressure, then I get it. Like if you're just a bit laid back, like you've asked for the date, but you're not really maybe trying to talk, you're not carrying the conversation, you're not just making an effort in general. I think that's weird.
Sorry to cut. Do you know what I think one thing that I've really noticed is we joke about it that there's no yearning anymore, but everybody is too cool for school. Even like literally within relationships, everybody is too cool for school. So I can't imagine like dating in a situation where somebody says he likes you. I know what happens with things I like.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean human beings. I mean, for instance, sweets. I know how I am about sweets I like. You don't question everybody. See, good example. There's nobody that listens to this podcast for more than 4 episodes and doesn't know Fekemi likes coffee. Yeah. It's that simple. Fekemi is not laid back about
like
coffee.
It's obvious.
And inanimate objects. So when you say you really like me and you're looking for a serious relationship and you're texting me every other day or, once a day.
I don't get it. I'm like, the truth is that you actually don't like me enough.
Let me tell you something about Nigerian women. I say it all the time. We achieve.
They achieve. They always achieve. Now, there are a couple of babes who are once again doing what? Achieving.
Yep.
It's the gals from Bolden. Okay. Always we put you on. And I don't think you guys are like catching what
They don't appreciate it.
They don't. But now we're putting you on. We've been using and trying out some products from Bolden. What do you like?
I love their dark spots fix. My enemies have been at work. And the Bolden lady said, don't worry, jolly baby. We got you.
Got you.
So I like their dark spot fix. I don't use that every night. I use it like every 3 nights. But what I really, really like and I use every single night is their cleanser, like face wash. It's very gentle. It doesn't have like a strong scent and it does what it's supposed to do. It's not stripping too. Like, how your face, sometimes you use some things, then your face is not dry. It's not dry. No. It does what it's supposed to do. It's lovely, smells great, doesn't have any
all these weird things. Let me tell you what I use, because these days I like to like feel like I'm into skincare.
Take me, please.
So the thing is, I use the eye patches because then you walk around. I make a point to walk around everywhere with the eye patches. Like I'm planning to step out because they're gold and so it's a vibe. I'm planning to actually step out with the eye patches to somewhere. Anyway, my dark circles are like going down and I'm quite enjoying.
Oh, I love to hear that.
You're just supposed to use it like once, twice. That's not how I use it, but that's how you're supposed to use it. And also the glow hydrating mask. Again, if you really
saying it like that? What's the
glow hydrating mask? I feel like that's the feeling you get. Glow hydrating mask. Okay, it's because you don't know. Okay, but if you want to feel like you're really doing skincare, you're applying things. When your face, all those skincare videos where your face is now like glowy, dewy. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
When you've done it, that's how I feel.
Okay.
I have a glow. There's like a light on me, like a halo.
Okay.
that comes out naturally. I promise you, use this thing, you'll see the halo. Your character might be bad. I have a great character. So the halo is there for me. And the glow hydrating mask is just shining on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they have a great collection of products. Those are the ones we've used and
I'm excited
loved
to
try more, Ba.
Yeah.
But we want to hear what you think, what you like, what's working for you. We also love the fact that these are two Nigerian American women. Fun fact, they went to school together.
Really?
Lost touch, did MBAs, and then married brothers.
Oh, wow. You see, doing things.
Achievements on many fronts.
Many fronts. Everybody's just involved. We love to see it.
Exactly.
Anyway, buy Bolden, use Bolden. Bye.
You don't like me enough. So maybe it's true, you like me, but not enough for me to take you seriously or to make the effort.
Not enough for you to take me seriously. And that's the problem. I'm always like, hey, I know that I'm fine. It's not you that is letting me know. You don't have to do this thing that you're doing. But there's a way where people want, and clearly he wants something. So he might just be approaching babes with the want something, but not actually able to put the effort in because it's almost like a game of numbers for him. He's like, well, okay, this one is not working. And so if a babe is telling you, and it's funny to me because if a babe is telling you this can't click because you're not applying pressure, there's a way, I don't know the way she says it. There's a way she says it, which means, hello, you need to start applying pressure. And there's a way she's telling you where, I've given up on you and like, I'm moving on. I would investigate that. But yeah, I kind of feel bad for him. But I think ultimately you're not in the right pool of people you're in the pool of people you like, but the pool you want to be is people who you like who also like you.
But also doing that like mass dating, for lack of a better word, actually leads you closer and closer. You start your antenna starts to get sharper. I'm not trying to be funny. Like
you think so?
Yes, you entertain people. You start getting a sense.
Yeah, who they are like quickly.
You entertain a number of people that you quickly fake. I mean, within a minute of conversation, there are people that you've told me within. I say, wasn't that guy trying to move to you? You tell me immediately he's not serious. Like me.
Oh yeah. To be fair, after a while, you don't even need to go on the date.
Yes.
That brief chat that we had, I'm good. I'm so fine.
So I think it's compounded by the fact that you don't want to casually date. You do want to meet and be in love, and I don't know what your idea of commitment is, whether it's marriage or long-term relationship. I don't know, whatever. But the point is that the unfortunate rejection that you're running for is where you're going to find like love. Unfortunately, like that's the only way I think I can tell you. Especially now, we are all we're belaboring under the illusion that we have many more options than we do. Yeah, deeply delusional about how attractive we are, how liked we are, how many people we like and like us back. Right. So a lot of people are belaboring under that delusion. And so the effort it takes to meet and like someone in a big world where there are many options, we have refused to develop the grades for.
Yeah.
You're actually on the right track, my bro. Like I promise you.
I don't know. I think it's interesting, Shaba. I see what you mean. There is if you're not, you're complaining that you're out there, but this is actually the nature of being out there. Also, the thing I also say with dating that it only takes one. You will meet just the one person that you really like. That is your story. And, in that moment, all these other things are not that important. Also, another angle to make you feel better is that it's better you found out after one date that this cannot click than, let's say you were dating one of them for 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be different if you are doing 4 months talking stages and it's not working out. It sounds like everything is brief and you're keeping it moving. Of which, personally, I don't count those. I don't even know what you are doing. Why are you counting people that you interacted with briefly for which it didn't work out? I think it's fine.
Hello, boys and girls. I am back again to tell you about Misan. Nigerians in Nigeria can now sign up on the Misan app and get virtual USD cards. You can use these USD cards for all your international payments. Spotify, Amazon, if you want to buy me something on ASOS, anything you like. Remember, Misan used to be called Coins by Bamboo, but now we are Misan. Before, you could only use the app if you were in Canada, but now it works for transactions to an additional 15 countries. You can fund your card in Naira or in dollars, anyone you have. There are low transfer fees, amazing exchange rates, and no hidden charges. So do not walk to the Misan app. Bye.
Okay, there's a funny one, which is FK's Ibiza room. Hi, my wonderful gals. I have one pressing issue, just one query. Okay, will you be kind enough to share the name of your hotel in Ibiza? I need to go and do justice to that mirror this summer. You
Okay,
people
girl.
rubbish. Anyway, it's called Destino 5. Good luck.
Okay, girl.
I wish you the very best of luck, girl. And please let us know how the mirror goes for you. Okay. Let me see.
Crazy. That's so funny. Somebody else actually, do you know what? Somebody actually asked me like, oh, they tried to slip it in. They were like, oh, what's the name of that FK's hotel again? I said, why?
Like 2 of my friends that they come were like, you said the mirror? Talk to me about the mirror. I just don't understand. Okay. Ruth Aboko, whatever, says, hi guys, I don't have any Oko. First, I want to thank you for helping me through my latest breakup. Yeah. I got the text like this and just went to look for the funniest episodes to listen to. I'm still looking for that ensemble cast episode though. Anyways, what other ways do you recommend for me to get over this man? I've blocked him and I even know that the relationship was not leading anywhere. I was bound to end in breakfast because delusion was what was pushing me, but it's still very hard. I'm trying to do mature babe, but I really want to go to the gym he loves so much and flog him with his resistance bill. I wouldn't recommend that.
No, please don't.
You know the thing about this stuff? I think we are very delusional about how much we like people and how hard it is to move on from them. See, let me tell you that the other day, my friend and I were like, if everyone is being honest, there are even flings that were never supposed to be anything that you still feel very somehow when they end. You don't have to almost hide how somehow you feel because you have no leg to stand on to be feeling the way you're feeling. So the truth is that before we get to ways and means or whatever, I just think you have to, like, there's a going through it that you can't get past. That's one. But number 2 is if you want to quicken things up, you see that it was going to end in breakfast, you need to dwell on it. Okay? You need to recognize that there was it Desire? Yeah, I think so. When she was like, she just had to start asking herself why she's so interested in someone that is not like interested in her in the same way. And honestly, you need to dwell in it. You need to actually sit down in it. Other things you could do, I don't want to say get under someone else, but because we're talking about the mirror, I think you just have to find a way to like console yourself. That's just the truth. Like you have to be very active about consoling yourself. Like I feel like shit in this moment and these are the things that make me happy. I need to kind of jump into them. I wouldn't always say that like someone else is going to be the solution. Sometimes it is, especially when it was light. But if it was a serious thing and you really liked him, that's not going to help you right now, to be honest. Like the extra attention temporarily, it might be nice, but it won't help you. I think you honestly need to double down on things that don't make you feel like shit. That's my primary recommendation for you. Anything that doesn't make you feel like shit, you need to just triple down on it. If insulting him is making you not feel like shit, please feel so free. We can help with that. I'm sure he was a stupid boy. So,
Okay, I have one, hopeless but hot, who says, hey, Jola and FK, I've got a little situation, a crush crisis, if you will. So there's this guy, he's cute, charming, funny, and dangerously good at eye contact. The problem, I have no idea if he likes me back or he's just naturally flirtatious and accidentally turning my brain into soup. We have mutual, so we talk now and then, and it feels like something's there. Like the kind of vibe where you start mentally planning your wedding after he says, hey, girl. But then radio silence, no follow-up, no bold move, nothing that screams he's into you. But also nothing that screams he's not. Basically, I'm stuck in the purgatory of maybe he likes me, maybe he's just nice. And I need someone to either validate my delusions or lovingly tell me to log off, girl. So please, how do you tell if someone likes you versus when you're falling for a charismatic Gemini with good skin and zero intentions? When do you shoot your shots versus go and eat cake and move on? For some context, I'm 23 years old and I've never been in a romantic relationship, which probably explains why I'm romantically inept. Thanks for being my emotional support podcast, and I look forward to Wednesdays because of you guys. My dear, you have a crush. That's what you have. Okay, you have
like, see, do you know this thing? It took me a while to conclude that when someone likes you, you usually know.
Fake me. We talk about this all.
You usually are. And what I mean is that the person you are interested in is the person that makes it obvious to you. Not obvious, but like it is clear to you that they like you. This thing that you're doing where you're balancing, you're trying to interpret mixed signals. In my experience, it never ends well. Okay? Now you can take one of two approaches. You can take Jola's approach. Go to him. I like you. You talk your own. And be
No, that's not my approach. My approach with that is when we are constantly talking enough. Not that not eye contact. Fake, did you just hear what I just read?
Okay, she said that they have back and forth.
No, from time to time. Fake, let me tell you. No. Fake is about to use me to put people in trouble. Ladies, please. Hey, ladies, please. Let me give you an example of when you should say, I actually like you, talk your own. Not that you see him, and every time you see him, you get the funny flutters, you're hot and bothered, and he looks at you with a smirk in his eye. And then once in a while, whenever you guys see, because you have mutuals, you speak. No. You ask this question when you guys talk super regularly. And by super regularly, I mean maybe once a day. It's a stretch if you guys don't talk once every 2 days. It's a stretch.
Okay, so what you're saying is that this will not work for her.
It can never work for her because he's going to be confused. He's going to be confused. What she is that there's an attractive guy that she has imagined if only he spoke to me properly.
Yeah.
More. I just need to give me an opening here. This is
you guys really need to get out of this thing of liking people who have never spoken to you. Let me tell you what I actually advise her to do. Go and talk to him. You will know. See, the thing, you want us to clear your doubts. The only way to clear this doubt, I say go and talk to him, not about anything as in that you like him. Just go and talk to him. As you start talking to him, if he's interested in continuing the conversation, I think that would be clear. And if he's not, it will also be clear. All these things, you just don't really want to find out. That's why you're asking all these things.
To do that. They are mutuals.
Jolash does.
He doesn't DM her on Instagram with the funny things. You know, there's something that even if I want to feed your delusion, let me tell you the top 3 delusions I feed. They are constantly sending you shit on Instagram that's always funny.
That's such a tell. That's actually a great tell.
Silly. They're always sending you TikToks or Instagrams. 1, 2. They randomly try to continue conversation every other day. So it's just like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, or they're just whining you about different things and you're like, we weren't having a
Not that it's only when you guys see each other.
No, but what I'm trying to explain is that when she sees him, what is happening is, what's feeding the delusion is, what if? He needs to find out what if. Go and talk to him. Don't go and propose to him. As in, go and talk to him. Hey, hi, I see you all the time. Go and talk to him like a normal human being. And I promise you, if his level of interest is that high, you stand with.
Fair enough.
I think so.
The yearning without... I don't know.
I think it's just very interesting.
She did say she's 23 and hasn't really had experience. So yeah, you just have a crush, my love. If somebody likes you, if a man likes you,
you know.
You overknow. You don't have to guess. Don't worry.
If a man actually likes you, they're very good at making it clear to you that actually it's you I'm into. I find that all these dancing mixed signal, they're whining you, and it's a case of, well, if you buy it, cool. If not, if the opportunity opens up, cool. But nobody sent you. But me, I think you should just go and talk to him, as in, you should say hi, I see you all the time, and just have a conversation. I don't know what sort of person you are. That's what I would do. And then you'll find out, because me, I like to find out things very quickly before it ruminates in my head for too long. And then I've made this whole, do you know what I mean? I would have made this whole thing of it. Meanwhile, that's not what's going on at all. So that would be my suggestion. Okay, I have one. The only thing constant is God says, hi, FK Angela, I have a problem with consistency. I'm always chasing something, always changing my mind about something, and then I procrastinate when I think about the work that it will take to get to what I want, or I think about how many ways it can go wrong, then I change again. How do people stay consistent? I can't say I get bored because I genuinely enjoy learning, but it's been a constant headache since university days, and I don't want it to affect my career. Help, please. P.S. I'm the one that wrote the dilemma about the 150 million naira home, which I did eventually sell. Money did this country, man. First of all, congratulations, my son. That is not a small thing. And like, I hope your commission was hefty. Listen, look, I mean, this thing of jumping from one thing to the other, the truth is that it's at the point where you realize that it's a problem that is good and you're already there. Life is not like that. You kind of have to put your feet down into anything for it to become something of note. You can continue. I think maybe also because, for example, you sold you sold a house without or with carcass or without carcass. Oh, 650 million. I don't remember. You just sold the house, and like a lot of times when you get those sorts of quick money opportunities, you start to falsely believe that that's how life is. That like you can chase the next one and the next one, but it's not. And the truth is that a lot of this thing of moving up and down is like either not trusting your own decision making or just a lack of, you're trying to always find the better thing. And the reality is that everything happens as you're moving along in the thing you're doing. Every single thing that is good happens when you're already just moving. And you honestly just have to sit down and be like, this is it. There will be pros and cons for everything. I promise you can spend months whining yourself on, oh, but this is better. This has this pro, this has this con. And you're just wasting your time and your life. Remember that the time is passing regardless. So whether you do something or not. So I feel like this is one of those things where even this discussion about it is somehow, you have to just actually pick one and stick to it. The only way to stop procrastinating is to do. And so I find it funny when people talk about procrastination and their solution is, oh, plan. I'm like, He's somebody that has a PhD in planning. Just do one and find yourself someone who can keep you accountable is what I find is the most useful thing. If you find someone that is like able to keep you accountable, then you might get it. Moin said we should do a shout out to her. So that's what you're going to get, Moin. So,
all right, Moin, shout out to you.
Whatever.
For me, Fakemi, you're actually 100% right. I think nothing is as sexy as the dream.
Yeah.
Nothing is as sexy as the dream. You keep dreaming and planning and hoping, but you have to do. Doing is dull and boring and embarrassing. You realize you're not as good as what you thought. You realize it's not as easy as you thought. You realize you have more competition than you thought. You realize your competition is a lot better than you at this thing you're trying to do than you thought. But doing is the only way, literally the only way to get anything done.
I don't see any other way around this, my dear.
This episode of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Madala, a healthy hibiscus cordial.
You can find out more at drinkmadala.com. Bye.
The story from others that inspires you is only sweet because they actually did. They didn't plan. They didn't want to. I want to. The same way, you know what? Think of your life as you are the guy in your life. And by that, I mean, imagine, you know how babes feel when they hear a guy who is always saying, oh, I want to, oh, I need to, oh, I would like to for you. I want to go out with you. I want to get to know you. And they make no effort. You are that guy in your life right now. So I think that it's the only way for you to realize how to focus is to think of what you're doing to yourself by not doing anything, by just dreaming. Yeah. Think of what you're actually doing to yourself, not what you hope to eventually be able to do. Right now, as you're not doing these things, you're wasting time and you never get time back. Never, ever, ever. Never, ever. You never get the time. You never get the that podcast I wanted to start a year ago. When you did start it, when you did, now you've lost out on the 1 year you could have had of having the podcast already exist. Right? You've missed out on the, 3 years of potential friendship. You've missed out on the 1 year of work experience. You've missed out on the year of business before the economy changed to the way it is now. Like every time you procrastinate, think of what you're already doing to yourself, not your future self, actual self now. Everybody says, oh, if I had done it, me in 5 years would thank me. No, actually, the you now will thank you. Let's be frank. Let's be very, very
let me tell you, nobody likes a story man. And when you're the story man to yourself, it's just an irritating place to be because you're irritating yourself constantly. That's all that's happening. Like you're making yourself annoyed. And so I just think, you have to keep it moving. Jasmine says that, and Jasmine's stories are by a friend of hers, but I don't know if this is like her actual friend or is her Okay, Jasmine says, a friend of mine is currently going through a separation process.
Okay.
A friend of mine who is currently going through a separation process recently met her ex-boyfriend from 12 years ago at a party. They both went to college and lost contact. He is currently married with 3 kids and wants her back in his life. He confessed to never loving anyone like her and asked if she's open to being his second wife. She's also never loved anyone like him, of course. How can she? The passion and love is quite intense, like they never left. He's constantly spoiling her, being there and going over the top. He's also open to being a stepdad to her kids. He has proposed, but she rejected. However, she doesn't want to be a second wife, though he hasn't stopped. Advice. Jasmine, did you call it? I want to ask a question. So she's like obviously in this hard dilemma. She doesn't want to be second wife. So how did the matter of his constantly spoiling her, being there and going over the top enter the matter?
You reach
Does
out
that mean that she's engaging in second wifery already?
Yeah.
No, because it's curious to me. You don't want to be a second wife, yet what you said is not should she answer him as if she start talking to him again. Is what should she do? Okay, the one she's doing is not too much already. As in, why did she ask? It's late now. Why did she ask her the first time doing all these things? Because he's constantly spoiling her, constantly as how the passion and love is quite intense. How did the passion and love get back into the picture? He's going over the top. You mean over the top of his current wife? And 3 children, Odindi, 1 to 3. God, I beg. Why won't he be able to be the stepdad to her kids? Is a thief.
Do you know that Omona and I were talking about this thing recently? About how, like, while a man that is married and likes is paying attention to you, the thing that should be foremost in your mind is that this is time you should be with your wife and children.
God bless you.
You shouldn't have time for me. You should not. 3 children, you should never have time for me. You should, in fact, as a matter of fact, my voice should irritate you because literally there's homework,
you have things doing. You're supposed to have
so many things. Your wife, the wife that you don't love has cobwebs growing in her vagina because you pay 0 attention.
No, because the passion and love is so intense over here. So when he finishes here, what does he have left for that lady?
So crazy. So crazy.
See, you know what? We listen, we don't judge. Lol.
We judge.
We judge like mad. But what I'm just saying is, aside from the judgment, what I want to know is, the question you've asked now, advice. She doesn't want to be a second wife. I wish you asked me once they met, after the day after that party, you should have written into this platform. We would have now said, okay, she starts talking to him. But unfortunately, you've put me in a box. Because what you've told me is that they are already philandering all over the place. And please, even though, yes, it's very possible that the love might be more intense, please I don't want you to, this is what they call adultery. Okay. No, because it's romantic or like, you met your long lost love, the one that got away. I think it's easy to put aside the fact it's adultery. Hello. She doesn't want to be a second wife, but what she's currently being is the mistress. So we must pick which position is better.
Yeah.
For you now, Jola, will you go for mistress or second wife?
I actually will go for none. And by none, I don't mean N-O-N-E. I mean N-U-N. Literally. You see all those 15, the wedding we just were at, there were 15 bishops. I would have gone up to them to say, my brother in Christ, how do I join you in a female version?
Join me. I love this outfit.
Yeah, Fekemi has basically said everything. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be a second wife, but I'm enjoying the attention. I'm taking time away from his current family. His bullshit. Like, it's bullshit.
No, she's doing more than enjoying the attention. I said the passion and love is quite intense. As like, if you're not inside the attention, how did the passion get so intense? He's spoiling her. Okay, more than once.
So is spoiling. Is it not present continuous? God bless
you. He's being there for her.
No, he spoils
Not that
her.
he was there for her in college. He's there for her now. He's open to being a stepdad to her kids, plural.
So now he wants to have 6, I'll be 5.
God bless you.
The 3 he has. When last did he do homework with them?
Are people also not afraid of poisoning?
Fake the 3 he has, the 3 children. You know when a man.
No, but Jola has never loved anybody like her. Don't forget.
Hold on, Fake I want to explain something to you. When a man likes you so much, so that he is taking care of your kids, he's buying them things. You guys are going
Where
out.
His own children?
His own children. What happened to them? The ones that are home with their mom.
Maybe they play together. Maybe his plan is like for them to play together. Because
climbing their mommy's head, saying, "Where is daddy?"
No, Jola, you know what? He could be Muslim and he could be offering her a valid position.
Yes, but
she does never take. But
she
doesn't want. So right now, she's in the position that's why this thing is being written, because you know when you form. It's like, I'm using eating cake because that is the metaphor. Like, let's say you decided that you're doing Fit Farm now, right? You're not supposed to be eating cake. Now, there was a cake somewhere. You could have left the cake there. You didn't leave it there. You took it home. And the cake is in your house, okay? Which is problem number 1. Because why did you carry the cake? You should have just left the cake there. So you're forming, oh my God, I'm struggling so much to eat cake. You took cake home. No problem. What she has now done is, after she took cake home, she has now started saying to herself, you know what? It's actually not the end of the world if I have one slice. Like, I don't want the cake, but like, let me just have a bit. So now she's had a slice of cake. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, again, don't get me wrong, I don't want the cake, but I'm just going to have. And this is what you're doing. So this question you're asking of you don't want to be the second wife. The problem is that whatever boundary you had, it doesn't exist. You're already inside. It's just you've not made it official and he has proposed. And so my question is it better to do the one you're doing or to just know that? And also, sorry, I have a grand point, actually, that supersedes. Forget everything I said now. I have a grandest point. If you are the topmost top, right? You know, but he has never loved anybody like you. Is that not what they said? How come he doesn't want to make you the first and only wife?
Because it would be unfair to his current wife now.
Oh, okay, what he's doing now is so much unfair. No problem. It's okay. That's all I have to say. I don't mind. You?
Me? Good luck to everybody. She is lying and deceiving herself. She wants to be able to tell the story about how, and I didn't
She
want
wants to be able to say she rejected his proposal and she wasn't second, and she was like, that's the thing. She wants to say she didn't finish the cake. That's actually what is happening here. She wants to say, see, the whole cake is there. I just took
she wants to be able to say, this was something that was so tough for me. For years, I just said no. And then, yeah. So good luck to everybody. Send us cake from the wedding. Oh, blessing. Whatever.
All the best, dear. You know, pick a nice color for your dress. Can she wear white?
Cream, maybe. Soft pink?
Yeah. It will fit you. In fact, go for gold since you're his number 1.
Can I read one before you read the last one?
Please go ahead.
This person calls themselves FK Angela's personal assistant and said, the urge to shalaye has finally put me in trouble. Hi, beautiful ladies, and hello to any of our lovely guests. First of all, I don't know why you guys don't read my dilemmas. God forbid a girl just likes to share her experience with her online big sisters.
Sorry.
Here's another dilemma, and please read this one because it's quite serious. Cries in Ekwegbiri. I have a really good friend. He is a sickle cell patient and my closest male friends. We've been tight since our university days, and the friendship actually kind of started off as a talking stage, but we became just friends. Now I'm in a relationship, and recently he told me he still doesn't really get why I never said yes to him. Because of the kind of bond we already have, I decided to explain myself. That is where I messed up. I told him I know the kind of emotional stress I go through every single time he has a crisis, and I really don't think I can commit to that kind of life forever. I love him, but I honestly just cannot handle that stress. He said I'm heartless and that I'm judging him for something he has no control over. Since then, he hasn't replied to any of my messages or returned my calls. It's been 2 weeks now. Please, oh, my online big sisters, where did I go wrong? I know maybe I shouldn't have bothered explaining, but I really wanted him to understand how I feel. I love him and really value our friendship, but dating or marriage, which is the end goal for me, is just too much. Anytime I get a call he's in the hospital, I start spiraling, and I can't live like that. Please, what should I do? Do you think I'm heartless? I love you guys and enjoy the rest of your week.
You see, I don't think you're heartless, but there's time and place to say things, And I don't know how you think you can, I understand where you were coming from, honesty, but there's some times where you need to check the truths that you want to share with people, because what you essentially said to him is something that is very painful, that he has no control over, right? You can't cope with it, and you're supposed to be like one of his best friends. Let us be very honest. There is nobody that will not sound like, what?
Yeah.
So I feel like in that moment, you should have tucked that in. It's not every time that you say your full mind, because it can hurt people. And so, yes, you've said your truth and you're correct, but your truth is very hurtful. And that's just do you know what I mean? That's just the fact. My dear, you don't have any option. You have to beg him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's you can't explain how, that's what you meant. So imagine saying to someone, this thing, it's not your fault. You can't change it without taking on greater expense for transfer or whatever. But even though you're somebody that I love as a friend, you're one of my best friends, I just can't cope if I was responsible for you. It's hurtful. You're not trying to be mean or anything, but the fact is that your intent is good. You want it to be honest, but the outcome is hurtful. And so you don't have options. You have to beg him. There's nothing, I don't see, Abi, do you see any, there's nothing else to do. Or what do you think?
No, I think you just need to apologize and hope the friendship can continue, and actually just accept that it might not, because that is heartbreaking. Remember what you said. You guys you started off as him trying to toast you.
Yeah.
Friend. So from the beginning, he liked you. And so now that you started dating, all you had to tell him honestly was, I just don't see you that way. Let me not lie.
You didn't need to make it about that.
Yeah, I think that there's a type of honesty that is just harmful. Oh, now you've gotten it off your chest. To what end, my sister? See now.
It was better on your chest. It was not hurting anybody on your chest. Now it's out there, and again, it's one of those things of you really would have hoped to not be the bad person, but there's actually no way you can say that to somebody and not be the bad person.
Yeah. Yep.
You should have just said, it didn't feel like that was the thing. And your friendship would have been saved. But I don't know, to be honest, if it's me, I take things like this very personally. I don't know if we can continue to be friends, because it's so fundamental to who I am, and it's not my fault. So what if now, as your friend, I'm in crisis and I'm telling you about it, I'm in hospital, and obviously I expect you to come and see me, blah, blah, blah. And anyone who has a friend who is ill, obviously it's hard, but you're expecting support. You don't now want the back of your mind to be, I'm now burdening this one, she can't deal with it. I don't know. I think you didn't intend to, but it was just very hurtful to say that. And so if I were you, I would get down on my knees and start begging. That's I promise you, any option that tries to even rationalize, oh, you didn't mean that, it's actually no longer about what you meant. What you said was clear. What you said was clear. And what you said was a bit deep, let me not lie. Sometimes we have to just be reading the room. Okay?
Yeah.
We have to read in the room. So that is it.
I think I have
that?
No, you are reading the last one. Read the last one.
Okay.
Just and bounce.
Okay, I'm going to read one that we don't have to talk about. It's just information. Very terribly behaved says, hi girls, love you and all that. I actually put more love killing in dilemmas that I've submitted before, but you people did not read it. So you guys are really angry. So sorry. Anyway, I just want to inform you people that you're truly building an army of lunatics. Lovely. I can't even laugh with my friends about this thing yet because it's so shamefully stupid. So what happened? There was a candle. There I was at a candlelight procession for a colleague who died unexpectedly. Someone then comes up to take a prayer charge or something related, and she says something about a balm in Gilead. And you people are shit, you know, Jolas, is there no balm in Gilead? Started ringing in my head. And I went from being emotional to really trying hard to not start laughing in a tragic candlelight procession, you people. Anyway, this and a bunch of other lunatic behaviors I've exhibited in the past 3 years can be traced directly to you. So, Eshegon, love y'all. And very much, especially my partner in lunacy, Jules. You see what's your cousin on the roadside? You see it. It's not good. It's not good. Nobody can write it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's insane behavior. I'm so sorry. But Pele, sorry about your loss, by the way. I'm really sorry about your loss, but I'm glad I could give you some comfort in a trying time. I'm really glad I could give you some comfort in a trying time. Is that the last one, or do you have something that you want to read?
I had what I was going to read, but I'm seeing the very last one. I think it might be a bit more interesting. Okay. I'm going to read, there was a chicken one, but I'm not going to read that. I'm going to read Miss GRR, Gym Romance Regret. Good day to our wonderful host. Love you guys so much. And to guests, if any. This tale is intended for my fellow bouncers and this lady in my gym, if she should put 2 and 2 together. I've seen her listen to the pod during some gym sessions, so I know she's a fan. I know I'm already a big fool because I broke an important rule. Don't have entanglements with anyone who is a regular where you frequently go to, which includes the gym. I'm an even bigger fool because I didn't see the signs. I was just happy to be with a much older guy. We're almost 10 years apart and I'm 23. Anyway, I cut him off and we thank God for sense finally. But I now suspect my gist is flying around the gym. He says he'll give me discretion, and I made us have the conversation several times. But someone who yells, "Why are you spoiling the fun?" during a makeout session because I was scared of having sex and kept pulling back when he tried to put it in, cannot be honest, let's be for real. What? His other sins aren't necessary for the purpose of the lesson I want to pass across, especially to this other lady that he has moved to and told lies about me and how we ended. Please, people, whatever you do, keep it far so that when it blows up like it has now, you don't have to be angstier than usual and stuck because your brother paid for another 3 months in the gym for you and it is the most convenient gym to you. Luckily, I come earlier than most people do, so I don't even have to see him or see him for long. But so unluckily for me, I put myself in a situation where you, this lady, you'll be learning from my mistake. So please do learn. And if I were you, face your friends and keep it formal. God bless. Please, why are you spoiling the fun is insane when I don't want to move forward. What's wrong with everybody?
Yeah. There's so many knocked individuals.
So many knocked individuals. Also, please, if anybody, as in you are saying, I don't want to do with the next thing, and they're screaming, why are you spoiling the fun? I put it to you that there should be no second time. There should be no, the problem is which next time again? Bro, that's it. I've finished. I've said no. Like, you have to keep it moving. I don't care whosoever you are. So that was that one. Chicken Catcher says, hi, FK and Jolly Baby. How you guys doing? I live with my aunt, her husband, and his niece. They've just had a baby after several years of waiting. Everybody's happy. Family members are here. God is good. Now, I work close to home, and the niece is in school and comes home every weekend. Suddenly, my auntie wants to start breeding chickens, as in fowl.
Yeah?
Her reason is because last year they spent a lot on meat and she and her husband don't like frozen chicken. They buy live one. My aunt cannot touch chicken and the husband is a doctor, so he'll go to work. They do this every year except last year. It's very inconsiderate because the cleaning and taking care of the chicken falls on the niece. Well, now it's going to be on me. So when I'll take care of the baby, do housework before going to work, and then I'm back from work by 5, I'll start cleaning chicken shit. I don't know what to do. I can't be doing that. So I even asked her who is cleaning up the chickens and raised concern about the noise and the smell, only for her to say, but if they slaughter it now, you eat it too. I want to go back home, but because of work, I can't, and I don't want my family's wahala now. They'll say I'm being wicked, blah, blah, blah. I should poison the chickens. Maybe if they die, she'll stop.
Excuse me, please. Please excuse me.
You know that this whole thing went in directions I wasn't. First of all, when she said, "Oh, her auntie had the baby," I was like, "Oh, nice. Maybe this is like a case of maybe they want her to take care of the baby." Before we knew it, we left the baby. Why would you want to breed chickens in your house? Actually, I know why, because you're not the one that has touched them. Everything is, sis, you cannot touch the chickens. You actually can't touch chickens. If I'll strap that baby onto your back. They can't send you there with the baby on your back.
Patient, I'm at the point where I feel a little ill. So the first thing is that your aunt is farming these chickens because her husband, like, they spent a lot of money on meat. So they were like, if we rear our own chickens, we'll spend less, which is a brilliant idea in and of itself. But the problem is that
is this a brilliant idea? Is it a brilliant idea?
No, sure. Let's think of it this way. Let's start with sure. Let's even start from the idea that it's a brilliant idea. The problem is that they haven't decided on the farmer. In this case, the fowl rearer is going to have to be you. Now, I want to give you 3 options. You're going to do this thing. You're going to have to plan this thing out carefully. You're going to suddenly be put on an intense project. An intense.
You can't be coming home at 5.
You can't come home early. My love, I'm so sorry. So sorry. You're going to be put on an intense project that requires earlier mornings and later nights.
Yeah.
That is the only way. Of course, your auntie loves rearing chickens when she doesn't have to take care of them.
That's a thing you will love if you don't have to do it. It sounds so, oh, look, these are my chickens from the hen or whatever. Of course. So you know, and mind you, you will still take care of that baby. Don't forget.
This is very random. Fake, have you ever killed a chicken before?
Why would I?
I have. So that's what I'm asking.
Why would you? What's going on? Where was that?
I did one. Do you remember this cooking school called Double Portion?
Yeah. When did they kill chicken there?
Go to the market.
Oh my God.
Don't you remember that part?
I didn't do it.
Yeah. So I had to hold the legs.
Not that I didn't do the cooking course. I want to be clear. I didn't go to that part.
Oh, okay.
Like I knew I didn't go.
No.
When I got there, there was chicken on the table.
Because you're smart. It's a smart girl.
No, because I don't do crazy things.
You're a smart girl. But anyway,
even Sarah, I remember when we were younger, all the cousins will run and watch them killing the ram. I'm like, why the hell do I want to see the ram dying?
You should know where your food comes from.
I don't care about it. Let me tell you, I know it comes from the back. And anything they do in that back, I know it comes from the back. When they finish killing, I can see blood in the gutter. Like, these are pieces of it. I can see that they've cut up the thing. But actually watching them or killing, I don't even think I can touch a chicken realistically. Yeah, the farming thing, it's not my jam. It's not my jam at all. I've gone to one of these sort of like countryside farmhouse situations where like you can, if you want, just imagine what people think is fun. If I want, I should milk a cow. I should go and get my eggs from chicken by myself. Just imagine that.
Anyway, the moral of the story is, my love, you actually can't take it lying down.
You must be busy. Look, your problem is that you get home 5 p.m. And obviously that might be convenient because work is close. I say you need to get busy. You need to have projects.
There's a different thing. You know, like, I think she might feel away because, like, no, like, you're being housed by, so you don't want to be ungrateful. Like, you're living with like family and they're helping you out. So you're probably thinking, and I don't pay rent, like I do some chores here and there, I take care of the baby. But quite frankly, that feels like a bit of a more equal exchange. At the point that you're becoming a poultry
farmer. Do you know that also, can I just say that that's how you go and do rubbish, which is likely because you're not actually a farmer. Then the chickens will die. They blame?
Foot and mouth disease. There's all sorts of stuff. Like, I'm sorry to be that extra auntie, but I just feel like I think, yes, it's true. You should be grateful and you should help out in the way you can. But this one is a bit much. I'm not going to lie.
It's actually not even a bit much. It's too much. Which chicken? What are you talking about? I don't like things like that. Okay, yes, they're doing you. It is great that that you're staying in their house. That's always very kind when people, house other people. Very kind. And like you're doing your bits. You're helping out with the baby and all that. Personally, I'm actually surprised that she's not so busy with the newborn that she has time to consider the chickens. Also, chickens are very unsanitary. I wouldn't want that anywhere near my child. Have they considered becoming vegetarian? If meat is expensive, let me tell you what's the solution. They should be eating bitter leaf soup. Mushroom. Tofu. They should look into, all these plant-based diets. Yeah. That's what I can suggest. So yeah.
That's a lot.
I'm not sure I'm with you.
It's a lot. But good luck, Sha. Is that not what the chickens do?
That was really insane.
No? Okay.
No, I think that was really a crazy thing from you.
Fine.
What else? Guys, London show. Let's have a discussion.
Yes, please.
Please, let's have a dialogue. I want us to come together and have a dialogue as a community. Let's have a dialogue. Do you know the thing with the London show is, my pride is on the line. Because
I feel like we have very different, but go ahead.
Everywhere I go, I say we do normally sell out. That's our jam. But you know what? We went big this year. We did an ambition. Funny enough, can I tell you guys what's funny? We've actually sold more tickets than last year. It's the size of the ambition. It's much bigger this year. And so what I just need is I need everyone who wants to come to please get the ticket like now, immediately. Under the sound of my voice.
Take me, please. Not under the sound of your voice.
But yeah, please. I would love to see it filled up. That is like my dream because it is bigger than any show we've ever done. And so my dream would be to see it completely full. Even though I think we've already done very well.
We have done very well. We have.
I would just love to see it like super full. So please, ladies and gents, if you are like on the wait list, if you're not sure, this is the time. This is the time to go for it. I think just do it.
Some people are on a wait list. So there were certain seats that people wanted and were sold. And the wait list was to see if any of the seats are going to become available. My dears, I can't lie to you.
They're not. So the wait list doesn't mean then there's not enough seats. It just means you're waiting for a seat that is no longer available. So you can actually just get a new seat. There's seats for you. There's seats for you. We saw that in New York though, which is exciting.
Very exciting. New York and Toronto are sold out.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
New York is I was talking to somebody literally last night and they were like, you sold out in New York, and my instinct is always, I was like, oh yeah, it's our smallest show. He's like, how many is it? I was like, 500 or something. He literally hissed. It's like, are you nuts? I thought he thought I was going to say like 150. But yeah, I'm very excited. New York is sold out. Toronto is sold out. And Fekemi loves being able to say we sold out, which I like too. But we've gone so big with this London show that I'm just like...
It's actually the only thing I look out for in this world anymore. And it's really bad because it is not a good way to think about things. But honestly, if we don't say it in the city that I'm from, it's going to be somehow. It's like, I can't make anything of it in my mind because I'm like, guys, come on, this is what we do. This is actually what we do here in London. And I think we were right to go big. I think we need to push ourselves a little bit. I do. I think we were right to go big because if we kept it close to last year, we've already passed that.
Yeah.
And I think we can. But guys, we need to get over the line. So I need you guys to start calling your friends that want to come. And let us make it happen. Okay. You guys, I need you to understand that I've told the team that we can do it. I've done motivational speech. We can do it. He that is in us is greater than he that does not want to buy our tickets, and so on and so forth, according to the word. So please, I just don't want to be shamed. I don't want to be disgraced in my hometown. That's really what the thing is. But Yes, I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be, hopefully. It really will be. But yeah, do you have anything you want to talk about, or should I dive in? Fakemi and I had the wildest conversation. In fact, do you know when I was thinking about it on the plane, I was dying of laughter. Like, we've been friends.
I woke up the next day and I was like, what the hell?
Fakemi and I have been friends since we were like 11 and 12 or something like that. We've known
the real revelatory conversation.
Wow.
There was a lot of learnings.
No, genuinely, I was like, wow.
People are layered.
I feel close to you. And this is the thing, we both didn't drink that much. Ask me why I was...
I don't think we had up to 2 glasses of anything that night.
No, thank you. You know, also,
I don't think so. So it's just so bizarre.
We should have been so much more tired, because Fakemi, do you know that we were standing for about 7 hours?
Let me not lie to you. Upon looking back, I was like, wait, why did we do this?
We were not. We were knocked. We were standing for so long. We should have been way more tired.
We should have gotten back and gone. That's not what we did, though. And you guys, these kind of things always happen when people are drinking. I promise you, sober.
So sober. In fact, deeply sober. Deeply sober. But the
completely sober.
The wildest, most honest conversation I've not spoken to. I think there are some of my friends that'll be so offended. Like, why don't I have this information?
No, I had to reflect, and I was like, wow, this is really this is a new level. I love it. I think it's great.
We should write a book called Revelations in Room. Revelations in Room. Wow. No.
You guys, I encourage you to try it out. Go into directions you've never been.
You've never been with your friends.
I promise you, fascinating.
Utterly fascinating. Absolute bullshit. We were on some deep
rubbish, actually.
Rubbish. Absolute nonsense. I had a time. I really did.
It was great. Honestly, fantastic. Top 10. Do you have any topics of discussion? I don't think we can talk about any of that here.
So. We can't. No. See how I panicked.
No, do you know, because I kept trying to think maybe there's like a light thread. Zero. No. Nothing can be brought out of that
thread. Wretched and terrible. No single thread.
There's actually no redeeming quality of that conversation. Nope. Zero.
None at all.
So sorry about that, but that's all. That's all about that.
But I wanted to talk a bit more about, like, you know how we were talking earlier about like the whole yearning thing with the guy who is trying to date and he's not meeting anybody. Like, what is since we're still like dating, since we're not married, maybe we shouldn't be saying this, because I hate the idea of giving somebody a cheat code. But you know, this thing of like a ridiculous yearn, like somebody doing something that, quite frankly, you know that even as they are doing it, they're like, this is silly.
Yeah.
And if the person is not into me, I look like a fool. Like I look...
No, but the thing some people do that, like, unless they're crazy honest. Oh, to be fair, as I'm saying this, I'm remembering the things that someone did that, like, it didn't even, when the opportunity came, as in, you're behaving as if you want to marry me, it wasn't even that. And I thought I was running mad, because I was like, okay, but how? Why would you put this much effort?
Okay. But what I wanted to do was, we should give people 10 things, okay? 10 things that are not yearner adjacent, like you like this person and they like you back. Because I'm a yearner and I'm also a big reader of romance novels, so I know
especially the word yearn, that's what they love.
Yearning. But I think that we should tell people like 10 things, because I'm hearing too many.
I think that they can do to yearn.
Yes.
First of all, the number one thing is to yearn for Christ. Okay. Because
hear me.
Because if not, number one, you're going to get into a lot of trouble.
Let me tell you what I mean. I feel like
there's 10 things that they can do to show yearning or how.
Because we're hearing too many, and forget this episode, this dilemma in particular. We get so many. I'm not sure. Everybody is too cool for school now. And it is so ras.
Yeah, and do you know the thing? It doesn't, who was I listening to the other day? I can't remember who, but it was a podcast. And they were just saying that, like, the problem people don't realize is that it's just like what you said, all the people we look up to, trying is very cool.
Yeah.
Like trying is actually very cool. And not just in like a business sense, just trying even emotionally. So there's this guy he's called Nick something. Funny enough, I just bought it's not a book, but it's a guide to throwing a dinner party. Very, very specific about dinner parties. His name is Nick something, but if you Google Nick dinner party, you will see this guy. Anyway, you guys should Google it. The thing is, like, I thought it would be random, but it's actually pretty good. It's called... No, I don't even know what it is. It's like how to throw a dinner party. Anyway. Oh, is his name Nick? Yeah, his name is Nick.
Okay.
And this Nick guy did something that I thought was so interesting. He basically wanted to go on a romantic trip to, I think it was Japan. I'm going to Google this because I think this is very, very important.
Okay.
Great Japan dates. Okay, perfect. Yes, Tokyo Blind Date is what it's called. He has a blog post about it. His name is Nick Gray, and he did a Tokyo Blind Date. Anyway, what he did in this thing is that he said that he wants yearning. He really wants to go to Tokyo, like not with friends, not on his own. He wants to go to Tokyo in a dating situation, not like loved up, but like as in the dates, and he's willing to cover anybody's full trip, right? And so he did this thing where he put it out on Twitter, and he was like, he hasn't found luck meeting people, and so he's just going to put it out there. And he was like, it's very simple. There's a form, because he has to keep track of people who want to come. And he was like, if you are open to doing this thing, like you would actually be the sort of person that would go on a trip to Japan with a stranger from the internet, then you should apply. And he basically said, just a general spec, but like this kind of person, ambitious, blah, blah, blah. He shall put some things, and then people applied, and he ended up, and what he would do is he would go through your pictures, whatever, and then I think reach out to you, then you'll have a quick call. And Isha ended up that there was a babe that they went. They went on the thing. They went on the date. And so they were effectively dating for a bit. From what I'm trying to see the conclusion. From what I understand, and like they were taking pictures and stuff, and he was uploading all this, mind you, on a blog, but like not in real time.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So like a little bit after, so it wasn't as awkward. And so he wrote a thing that I found so interesting. He wrote, if you're a person who is alone or afraid to step out into the world to find your person, know that for the last 4 years, that has been me. So basically, the last paragraph of the thing says, do it for the plot. That I'm telling you, it is worth it. And find someone to do it with you, because it's way more fun when you're not alone. If you're a person who is alone or afraid to step out into the world to find your person, know that for the last 4 years, that has been me. On this trip, I've learned how foolish I was to wait for so long. So take my advice and learn from my example. Aww. Don't think that you can't seek someone special in the world and maybe find a person. There are people out there who are waiting for their beginnings with you too. Seeking a beautiful beginning is what we should all be looking for, because eventually beginnings lead to happy ever afters. Now, the thing about it is that like he wrote it from the beginning, where honestly it's a really, really great post to read. But he wrote it from the beginning, and there was so much like, I feel so silly in this process because this is just crazy. And obviously you can imagine on Twitter, there was, oh, this is so cool. And there was, what a bloody loser. Like, bros. And he's successful. Like, he has other ventures, like, in tech and all these things. So imagine someone who has been posting about business, then he started posting about this, how to do a dinner party. All of a sudden, now you're looking for a babe, and everyone is like, guy, you just lonely. Like, everything you're doing. Because he also did the dinner party thing based on, look, I want to, like, have people over, but, like, do it in a way where everyone is not just awkward. Like, I want to know how to do the best kind of 2-3 hour dinner party. So anyway, I think that's really fun, and I wish I was bold enough to do such a
Okay, so let me change the parameters of the question. If we were going to make a list,
my answer to your question is this is the shit you do.
yes,
when you're like,
that's big road.
They can go to Enugu. They can go to Enugu. Everybody has big eye. They should go to Campagne Tropicana.
No, I don't mean like dating or. So let's say you're starting to see someone, you kind of like the person. There are things, like our whole thing now in our generation is like coding. You code, you behave. You can't let them know you like them that much because they see finish and blah, the fucking blah, whatever. Everybody is miserable and pretending that they are supremely happy, acting like they have zero feelings or that their feelings can never be as much as yours. And me, because I'm the most important. But if I would like to hear like 5-ish things that feel embarrassing but aren't actually embarrassing when you like someone and you hope that they feel the exact same way. You can't. So that's the thing. You can only hope somebody feels the exact same way about you. You can't actually know. Even in marriages, people walk through marriages on the hope and the promise that the person that they deeply about feels deeply about them in return. I'll give you one: letter writing, and texts that you don't need to read between the lines. So let me not even say letters. Texts where there is no inference or reading between the lines.
Like you said everything plainly. That's why my first thing I was about to say was actually saying how you feel. Like,
let me give you an example.
Oh yeah,
you have a great date. In fact, this is the date that lets you know that no, like unless he's a bastard. This guy,
you will be with this person. Yeah,
this person really likes me, and I really like him. What do you text when you get home? Are you home? Wait, so are you home? The person is like, yeah, just got in. Speak to you tomorrow. What you should have said really is, are you home? Yes, just got in. I had a really, really, emphasize that second really. You don't normally
really,
really, really good time. And not that I didn't think I would do. But I had a really great time. Now that person has read that. Do you know the normal thing to do is to say, me too. In fact, thinking about it on the way home. Do you know what? Because you said I had a good time. They now write,
I had a good time also. They don't, nobody, do you know what? I'm actually checking something because the last really great date I had, I'm actually so sure that. So, as you were talking, I was like, perhaps me, I'm not, what did I say this boy's name, man? Okay.
How great could you just have before you remember your nigga's name?
If I actually tell you what it ended up, what the name is, it's Houdini.
Oh my God. Do he usually disappear?
My dear. The man, the myth. My sister. No, so when I met him, I had a previous story about him disappearing. So when he asked for my number, I saved it as Houdini. And I was like, so that just in case, I won't be surprised. Anyway, I can't find it on my laptop. I'll check on my phone. But let me tell you, we went on. So this is the first. Well, I'm not shy in general, but this one, I was really not shy. We went on a date. We closed the restaurant. And that was fine. And then it was a case of, okay, we had a good time. He dropped me at home, had a good time. We now sat down in the car for like an hour, like inside my compound. So it was, I had a good time. You had a good time. And then it was so funny because this thing you're saying was about to happen where it was like, yeah, I had a good time. You had a good time. Meanwhile, we both know we had a very, very, very good time. And so it was like, okay. And in my mind, all I was thinking was, we need to run it back. So but I was like, let's gauge the level of enthusiasm. Now, he then goes, so can I see you tomorrow? And I literally said, thank God, you are on my, I said, you are on my page. I love a let's, because all this, when next are we doing it? He was like, when next are we doing this? I was like, oh, so he was like, okay, so are you free tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, absolutely free. And that was it. But I was going to bring up the text that I sent on like the third date when, it switches from now dating to, hey, I'm in trouble. Very embarrassing message. And this foolish boy, when I sent the message, replied me, "You're shy, Abby." I said, I said, I actually want to, if you see me now, I'm actually underground because I'm feeling deep embarrassment. And he was like, why? I was like, first of all, because we're having this stupid conversation instead of you to reply.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time he replied, I was like, oh, okay, we're both finished. That's fine.
Yeah. So the first thing,
but I think people need to like,
first thing is saying what you mean.
I think saying what you mean is very embarrassing, but that's the first step. You have to actually say what you mean. You have to put it out there. Yeah, and I think also you have to be keen. So it's weird. So if you don't like somebody, them saying, can I see you tomorrow is insane. It feels like a threat to life. Why will you see me tomorrow?
Even now that as you're seeing me, am I happy?
Do you get? Am I happy to see you? But then on 2 different occasions, I have like seen a person that I just met back to back for 4 days in a row.
Fair.
Because I'm like, as in, do you have what you're doing? No. So we move now. And this, when I say seeing, I don't even mean like we're going on proper dates. I just mean I saw them every day because, yeah, it was just like, oh, are you at home? Like, I'm stopping from work. Where are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm in Via. And I was like, okay, I'm coming there. One time I was even with one of my friends, a guy, and I had to tell him to move to another table. Do you know what? There were podcast babes there. And when the second guy came, they came to me like, only you? I said, she said, FK, only you too? And I was not trying to explain. There was no time. There was no time to explain. But yeah, I think the second thing, apart from saying what you want to, you actually have to like be a little bit keen. You have to say things that are like, I want to see you is a clear thing. You have to make it known that actually, if you want to see me, me too, I want to see you. And it's weird. I don't know. It's weird, but you kind of have to do it. I don't get it. So what I was going to say about what you said is that thing that you said now, there's nobody I've ever liked that the conversation has gone, are you at home? Yes, I'm at home. See you tomorrow. If we have a good date, it has actually never been my experience that we were not talking on the phone after you left.
Well, I'm just saying, we're trying to help those who feel constantly.
You will call me because you've not had enough.
They spend their time feeling foolish and not really like expressing. Do you know the second thing?
Okay.
Is foolish gifts that are for the sole purpose of saying that, like, I was thinking about you. It's not grand. Yeah. In fact, it's silly and small, but it shows like my ear was open. And so for instance, let me give you an example. Well, everybody knows this friend. Soji is our friend who constantly, like, if Soji sees something that he thinks you like,
he'll buy it.
He'll get it for you. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Like, if Soji remembers that you liked crackers and he saw the crackers, he'll buy the crackers. What I find more and more, particularly the older we get, is people are so embarrassed at the idea that, oh, so you're thinking of me, Abby? That they don't do those things anymore. Do you know what we find a lot of doing? I saw that thing you like, oh.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to show that, well, I listened, Shan, you know.
And honestly, it doesn't have to, I don't know how to explain. It doesn't even have to be like a romantic thing. I don't know how to explain.
It doesn't have
there's a guy that, one of the funniest things that ever happened, the person, I think, in recent time that I have given something and they have been so like happy about it that I was almost like, I don't understand. We went somewhere, because we went to the place, this man lost his power bank. Right? And like, I was like, oh, and I insisted we go there. Now, in the whatever, he shall left it. And so maybe like a week later, I was in Ikeja City Mall and I just walked past the Rhyme and I was like, oh, they have power banks. And I was like, cool, I'm going to get, Jola, this thing was 18K. It was not the one he had. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just, I was just like, oh, okay. This, like, since I made you look, when I gave it to him, this body looks as if he wanted to cry. I said, everything happened. He was just like, I don't understand. What do you mean you go for your power bank? I was like, I was already there. And then I saw the power bank in the window. I was like, again, this is not the one you had. This is the one that I just saw today. And I was like, oh, I recall that you lost it because of me. Here is the returning he was so deeply moved. And I was just like, what's happening here? But my point to say is that obviously that was a very I'm thinking about you thing, because if I don't like you, I'm actually not doing that. That's just the fact. And it doesn't, why I'm just trying to say is it doesn't have to be like a like careful gift that is like romantic. Like, it's not, we're not talking about flowers.
Mhm.
We're talking about like people buying me pasta from Miko because, you know, there's one that I like. This is what we be. No, it's not.
Pasta from Miko, you are fancy. You know, I've gotten fish pepper soup when I got it cold. When
I've gotten a rice.
Yeah.
Based on, I'm not in a good mood. I know that this is your jam.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things. In fact, the best and cheapest gift I've ever gotten is Molabas Jollof, 500 naira.
You shared it with us. It was bang. That rice, I was like, Fakemi, you're going to have this fellow. I'm so sorry. That rice was banging. Wow.
Right, 500 naira. Let me tell you guys, that's the price of love. Okay. But that rice, and that was in a choice moment where I was like, I really needed this rice.
Yeah. It was fun.
I think the little gifts are very important. What else? What the thing that actually makes me not the most shy, but also because Nigerian men are very good at using this thing to whine you, but talking about the person to other people is very interesting. This can go both ways, Sha, because there is a yearning one and there's an Iyawowa one where they're just deceiving your life. Okay, so you have to take this thing with a pinch of salt. But that whole thing of like, as in, because early on, there's very little reason I'm telling anybody but a group of very close friends about a guy that I'm just seeing, because in 2 weeks, he might not be there. And so if you are genuinely, I think, telling people, like, oh, I met this person in an excited way, and like maybe it gets back to them, or he gets back to you, even though I never believe all that. Oh my God. He's so happy. That's you people's business, but it's cute. It's nice. It's embarrassing.
Very nice.
It's cute.
Fourth one, holding hands.
Oh my God, holding hands is crazy.
Yeah, people don't hold hands. They're shy.
People don't hold hands. People don't like. They're not physically affectionate in non-sexual ways enough for me in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't mean nothing sexual, just like a general holding. I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah. Hand holding and warm hugs, non-sexual hugs, just like a warm hug.
Yeah.
Warm hug. Nigerian men, nothing should rise. Warm hug.
As agape love.
A warm hug that conveys, oh, this is who I was waiting to see.
Yeah, I think that's nice.
Now that we have seen, let's go upstairs.
Not a sexual hug, okay?
A warm hug.
Just like...
People don't like, and I'm saying this particularly in public settings. So for instance, you meet, let's say you guys have been dating for like, I mean, I won't say you just met somebody. I mean, I'm talking about people that have been dating for like 2 or 3 months and are still fun because it's not cool. You've been dating for a couple of months. So let's say I'm meeting Kemi and some of my other friends who know I'm meeting somebody. We're meeting at Bolu's house, right? And the person is coming. Now, this is a techie one for so many. You open the door. Your instinct is to say, how far now? And just open the door more so that they can enter. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You know what you actually want to do.
You are supposed to introduce
hug this person first. And then introduce them to me. Don't say, how far now? And try and be too cool. So that the person doesn't feel like, she really like, he really like me. See how all his friends are looking. Oh, no. Don't try to be too cool. It's fine.
No, you greet the person the way you greet them. Normally greet them.
Hug them. Hold their hand. You are sitting down, hold their hand. Stop imagining the worst. This guy is
stop pretending. Don't worry, if he's going to cast it, to still cast anyway. Don't worry yourself. So it's not about you holding them. Hold them. That's actually a very good one, because that happens a lot where you talk, and we're all like, okay, but we know the dynamic.
So we know the dynamic here. Okay, another one for Kemi. You're in a group setting, but you're trying to prove that you're not overly dead for the person. So you prevent yourself from being around near them.
Yeah, because you don't want it now to be as if you two of you went out and all you want to do is sit down. My sister, sit down on his lap. That's your business.
You don't want to. You don't even want to be. So you see that they're having a conversation with one group. No,
you don't want to go there. And naturally you would have gone there. You now go to another place, but your eye is.
I don't know why we're adults. Why are we so scared to be seen, to be keen about somebody?
No, but Jola, there's actually valid reasons why. Like disgrace, embarrassment is a very real thing. So is heartbreak. It's not that easy.
Do you know what I'm having? I wanted us to talk about this thing because do you know that this thing leads to more confusion? Because then, do you know what starts to happen? You start getting text the next day like, oh, is everything okay?
Because you're not acting the same way.
Everything is okay because we both felt the same way, like we should be doing something else. But we're both like, no, let him do it now. I have him to is like, oh, let her do it now. And now here we are asking each other, is everything okay? You now say, yes, now is everything okay? No, what you wanted to say was like, yeah, it was a bit weird yesterday. Like, why did we behave like that? But no, you don't want to seem keen because that thing, if I say it was a bit weird yesterday, he now says, how? You say,
no, that's when I have to stop talking. Because what do you mean, how? You must be very stupid.
Yeah, I think
these things are weird. These things are weird.
Yearning is, the art of yearning. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite things, right? But this only counts if you make an effort in something you have good taste in for them, right? So somebody has made me a playlist that I've been using that playlist for.
Yeah, fair enough. If something is your jam, like go into it, do it for them. Yes. That's also a very good one.
For example, like a friend, well, we're not as close anymore, but a friend of mine, she's really great at cooking. And she cooks for everybody. Great cook. She really overthought, and she would have these like bursts of cooking. Yeah. Like, oh, she wants to try out this recipe, blah, blah, blah. And she'll like split it and ask people to either come and pick it up or send it. Then just because she wanted to try something out. And she went out of her way to not do it for this guy that she was saying that she really, really liked. And one day he was just like, I'm not begging for food, though. But why do you go out of your way to make sure that I don't eat
everybody?
Anything? Like, why is this a thing? Like it's very clear, like you do this for people that you have an affinity for. And is it because of like the whole, you don't want to cook for men thing, or you don't want to introduce me to, I don't know. And I just thought, like, we do that, right?
We do
that where you don't want to, something that you're quite good at and is an expression of, like requires thought and care, even though you would really like to do it for the person and you really hope they like it too, you just don't on the basis of not wanting to be seen as stupid or keen. And I was thinking about it because we spoke about something along these lines, but I was just thinking about it that, part of this embarrassment or shame around wanting to be known as somebody who cares just because that person doesn't. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Just we're losing out on so much because of the potential. It's better for me to be kind and honest about my feelings and you fuck it up so I can move faster and just be like, you're not worth my effort. But we waste so much time being hard guys that was so bitter because you've wasted hard guy time. So 4 months down the line, you then realize, oh, this person, we could have gotten to this point quicker. Do you know?
But you know what? I think... to be fair, all these things for me are less the issue. The thing about it is that at this point in my life, I'm like, if I even meet someone that I actually like, that's a massive hurdle jump that all these other ones, I think over time, you kind of realize that I'm whining myself. Like, it's not worth not doing all these things. Because I always say that it is in the enjoyment that I remember when I realized that this thing will not work or it might not work out. It's not a good reason. This is the whining that I enjoy anyway. So it's okay. But I think a lot of it is you don't want to overinvest in like situations that you're not sure about. The truth is, you're not even sure about any situation, but I think that's what's holding everybody back. The second thing, honestly, the larger thing is how many people are even finding to yearn over before we even get into all these ones. Who are they to yearn? They're not. I don't want to yearn over any of you niggas. That's just a fact. So these are the challenges. But it's funny because I actually would find going on a blind date to Tokyo easier than all these things. Let me tell you why. We're already there.
Fair.
So I know I have a friend who is like married now, and she and her now husband, they were both in different countries, but they met on, I don't know which of the dating apps, but they met on, I think, Hinge or Tinder. They met, but like one of them was on, if you're on a dating app, you can be, this is your home country, but you can be traveling in so country and have your thing on travel mode, right? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, you can have your thing on travel mode. So that's how they met, even though they weren't in the same country. She was in Lagos or London, and he put his thing to traveling in Lagos or London. They met, and because they weren't in the same place, they picked not central, but they picked a place that was easy for both of them to fly to have their first date. Obviously, they had been talking for a bit, but they just decided that, let's just do this. Now, obviously, this is caveated by you have to have the means to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes. But they just decided, let's just meet. And we're just there for the weekend. And so they both got separate rooms just on the chance that
this is not really my vibe.
This is not really my vibe, so that neither of them are like stuck with the other person. So they both got their separate accommodation. I don't even think they were staying in the same hotel. But it was just like on the off chance that this is going to be super awkward. Like, I have my own place I'm staying. You have your own place. I don't even know. So they did it in such a way that it could have turned out to be, they went to a place where it would have been nice to go anyway, even if you're on your own. But what I remember was the thing we were discussing when we were discussing it one time was like, that feels a bit easier than if you were both, let's say, in Lagos or in London, because two of you have now jumped already. And so your incentive is actually to just kind of try and see if it's going to work or not, versus if you're just in your normal routine. I don't know if you know what I mean. Because the stakes are a bit higher, you don't really have a choice, in the sense that you are cuckoo here. You've cuckoo already made the big leap. It's already embarrassing because you've now flown to see somebody, for example, or you've driven, a long time, any of the above handles. So I find that a bit easier when we've upped the stakes. And so your guard kind of has to be down, because what else are you doing here? And I don't know. So I find that more interesting. So yeah, if anybody wants us to go to Tokyo, that's fine.
Yeah,
maybe not Tokyo, but like somewhere, Sha.
Yeah, it's just I find that even within relationships, I've had conversations with people who have been together for 3 months, 6 months, a year. And some of this stuff, I'm like, yeah, why aren't you just saying this, what I think is a little bit rudimentary, but you haven't cultivated that muscle with your partner. You're both guiding inside a year-long, month-long, 3-month-long relationship. And it is very odd to me. But like we've taken the culture out of it. Like the embarrassing thing now is being honest about your feelings with someone that you are interested in.
Yeah.
And for the most part, their actions tell you they are interested in you too. That to me is just mind blowing. Like, how have we gotten here? How have we gotten to the point where this is considered the normal thing? Right?
I don't know. I think it's just quite interesting.
I'm 33. If I find out that a guy is telling his friends, and at this point, it's not a guy, a man, because you're 34, 35, maybe if I'm dating younger, lowest 30, is telling his friends, the girl likes me, die. Right. And he thinks that's a way to take advantage. Like,
that's crazy. I think you're crazy.
I'm not a teenager in a way that like the embarrassment is the same. I would just think you're actually very weird.
Yeah.
Or, like emotionally stunted that this is exciting. Yep. Like, how much of a weirdo are you that me liking you is a big deal to you?
Yeah.
Are you not used to affection?
Like, why do you get, do people not like you? Is this your first time?
It's your first rodeo.
Yeah. On another slightly different note, I think this embarrassment for me personally is actually because I don't rate men, but like I think the whole game with men is kind of straightforward. So for me, I'm just like, well, I don't find it that deep or that serious. Once you already like me and I like you, honestly, everything is table stakes. Obviously, there are all these moments like that exist, but it's not that deep. I find it so much more embarrassing to like try new things in other areas of life. Oh my God. So much more embarrassing. I find that embarrassment, wow, is 1 million times the embarrassment. Tell somebody I like them, I cuckoo don't mind.
Give an example.
okay, let's say I want to go into jewelry.
Okay.
I would find it so embarrassing, like to be like, oh my God, hey guys, this is now like oh my God.
Really?
So yes, so embarrassing and shy. I'm just like, ugh, which one is this again? It might not. Do you know what I mean? There's just so many. For me, there's so much more at stake with putting yourself out there in that way than like in a relationship setting.
Yeah, fair enough.
I really think so. Also, just shooting your shot for opportunities feels a bit more vulnerable to me than like moving to men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I feel like, well, I don't know, it feels a bit more natural in that way, but like putting yourself out there for things, oh my God, I feel like I kind of want to faint. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been a really unique episode, to say the least.
I think so.
Episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't bought your tickets to the London show, get on it right away. We can't wait to see you guys.
Today, just do it now.
Get on it immediately. As usual, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. I checked something on our Spotify yesterday. And Fayekemi, we now have over 80,000 followers on Spotify.
Oh my God. Do you know what? I was going to say that. Can people actually follow so the problem is I don't know what it's called on all the platforms. Subscribe, follow, all things that mean that like your part. Please do that. That makes a huge difference.
Huge. So if you watch us on YouTube, actually just subscribe.
Please just subscribe. Like please just actually click subscribe.
Apple
Music. Just follow, follow
the actual.
Actually like click the thing that means that okay, your parts now.
Okay.
Because I hear other people on the podcast talking about that a lot, and I'm always like, actually, that kind of makes sense. No, and I do follow the ones that like I'm down with.
You like, yes, and yeah, we're very excited. We are in London this week. Someone was like, "Oh, are we up for?" It depends. I said it depends on our schedule. But me and Fayekemi, one thing we do, we love to yap. Lunch, we'll be there.
I'm into it. In fact, someone
taking us to lunch in.
Someone has formally. I saw the calendar invite and I was dying of laughter.
Someone is taking us to lunch.
Yeah, look, meeting interesting people, having a bit of a yap. What else am I doing? I don't have that much.
Yeah, so technically, I mean, it starts officially on Sunday, but the tour is underway. We're in London, we're in New York, we're in Toronto. So we're very excited to be out and about.
Yes, also please, if there are exciting things going on in these cities that you think will be down with, please send them because I don't know where to find out the things. Obviously,
we love an activity.
We do. We have friends in all places, but like, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jala, let's go to what is it called? One sec. I haven't been, and I've been wanting to go. Tate nights. You know, Tate Lates.
The Tate Museum. Yeah. What day?
It's on Friday.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yes. So they're Tate Late nights. Tate Lates, something like that. Anyway, it's on Friday. Yeah, and it's till like, it's not that late, it's till 10, but like it's at night and there's a DJ and like the exhibitions are open also at night. It's fun. It's
exciting. We'll definitely be there. I love that.
I think so. I think these are like expansive things that one can do.
Yeah. We're also going to group therapy, but we need to leave early because of our show the next day.
Yeah. For sure. Right. No, by the time this ends, group therapy will still not have. Oh, it would have started.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
See you next week.
This episode is brought to you by Madala.